What's up everyone? If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So today, we'll be reviewing this guy right here. That's right, we're going to be doing a case review. And this is DarkFlash's new case, which is called T20. And this case is around $90, which at this price point, this case has some serious competition, guys. We're talking about the NZXT S340 Elite, Fractal Designs Meshify C, and even Fantex P400S, which we all know are great cases. Stay tuned. So the DarkFlash T20 is an ATX mid-tower case. It has pretty good build quality. It has a lot of plastic everywhere, but it's pretty good quality plastic, and it has RGB lighting and tempered glass. Now, removal of the tempered glass is fairly simple with the provided thumb screws, and it just makes it so much easier. And the tempered glass is well finished, so you won't be cutting your fingers, and it's also pretty lightly tinted, as you guys can see. A pretty good feature about this case is if you try to move it around like this, there's no streaks, and that is because the feet is actually some sort of foam material, which is pretty good. I have a liquid cooler in this build, and the front panel actually supports up to 360mm rad or 3 120mm fans, while the top supports up to 280mm rad and 2 140mm fans. It also comes with this magnetic dust filter for the top fans, which makes dust collection so much more easier to clean. I'm actually a big fan of this rather than not having any sort of filter at all, like some cases do, and then the dust just collects to the fan itself, which is much more harder to clean. So as for air intake, which is pretty limited, you only have this mesh grill in the front panel, and also the bottom cutout, which is for the handle for the front panel removal. Here you have a better view of the 360mm rad support, and it does have some cables pre-wired to it, and that's for the RGB lighting. One thing I hate, but you guys have to be aware, is the cable sometimes hits the fans when I move the case around, and to me that's just pretty annoying. Moving on to storage, which we have two 2.5-inch SSD drives in front that you can mount. Cable management is pretty easy as it has two cutouts for each drive for the SATA and power cables. Makes it look much cleaner. Moving on to the rear of the case, you guys can see cable management is decent. It does have straps on the left side, and that's where I focused all the cables volume, just to make it more cleaner. From a different view, as you guys can see, you don't have much room for a lot of cable volume apart from the left side, otherwise you can't close the rear side panel. There is another drive mount here for 3.5-inch hard drives. You can put up to 2 drives here, which is pretty good. The case does come with a power supply filter as well, which is also very easily removable. Another feature that I really appreciate with this case is the GPU bracket that it comes with. It does help a little, could use a little more refinement or improvement to make it more stable, because right now I still have a slight GPU sag. Now let's talk about the ports and buttons the case has, which is in top. We have the power button, the reset button, an HDD LED indicator, and we have the LED button to cycle through the colors, 2 USB 3.0 ports, a microphone jack, and a headphone jack. By the way, this case does come with one 120mm RGB fan. However, the RGB is just as you see it right there. Static, no other effects. In case you guys haven't noticed, the bottom of the case also has an RGB LED strip, which is a really nice additional touch to the case. Speaking of lighting effects, let's go ahead and cycle through the effects. I will speed it up a little for you guys. So there you have it, guys. A case that looks pretty good, has RGB lighting. I'm not a big fan of it having very limited storage amounts. I believe it would do pretty well if it had more 3.5-inch storage mounts. But other than that, the case is pretty good. But for 90 bucks, I don't know. Maybe $70, I would personally get this case and highly recommend it to you guys. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. The DarkFlash T20 will be in the description. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.